Before the noise of the cities drowned out the heartbeat of the soul, there was a tree that wept light. Its tears, when they touched fire, changed the air and opened an ancient threshold. Today, that threshold opens for you. It is no accident you are hearing these words. If your heart arrives tired, if your mind hums like a swarm, if sleep evades you, stay. You are about to discover the spiritual weapon almost no one told you about. And at the end, you will receive the sealed prayer for your home and the 3 mistakes that dim its power. Breathe with me once. Straighten your back. Soften your jaw. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, rest for 4. Pause. What comes next does not ask for haste. It asks for presence. If you believe in God and in His abundance for your life right now, I believe and I receive. Subscribe and turn on the bell, because in a few minutes we will do the complete rite together. One you can repeat every night. Leave your comment because I will read it and pray for you. In ancient accounts, plants were not decoration. They were signs along the way, ways of putting the inner house in order. There were trees that grew by water and gave shade to the weary. There were resins that, when they burned, said without words, "A different time begins here." The people of clay and sandals, of temples and deserts, knew that language. They let the smoke rise with their fears and their gratitude. And they murmured, "Let my prayer rise like incense, the lifting up of my hands like the evening offering." Psalm 141, 2. A prophet spoke of trees by a river that never fails. Its fruit will not fail, and its leaves will be for healing. Ezekiel 47:12. And another saw a tree in the middle of a city of light. Its leaves were for the healing of the nations. Revelation 22:2. They did not promise shortcuts to avoid feeling. They promised order. They promised that body, mind, and spirit sit at the same table. I will not say the name yet. First, listen to its character. This biblical plant does not shout, it sustains. It does not push, it accompanies. It dwells on impossible slopes, drinks from the mist, endures sun and wind, and for that reason its perfume carries a kind of gentle strength. Soon I will reveal its name and give you the complete rite in 7 steps to practice at home with prudence. Start preparing a corner with a window, a bowl with sand and a charcoal tablet. The open window is as important as the resin. Peace is not smoke trapped inside. It is air that breathes. For centuries, caravans crossed stone mountains on paths only camels understood. In bronze markets, weathered hands weighed golden pearls. The scent entered palaces and humble kitchens, touched crowns and tired hands. It did not ask about lineage. It looked for hearts willing to be present. One day, some wise men brought gold, frankincense, and myrrh to a child lying in a manger. Gold spoke of kingdom, myrrh of the pain we all know, frankincense of the encounter, of air that becomes a home for prayer. Matthew 2:11, echo of tradition. Now yes, this is its name, Boswellia sacra. The peoples call it incense, olibanum, frankincense. Its tear is golden resin that upon touching the coal reminds the soul where the door of return is. Do not confuse it with aggressive perfumes or empty promises. I am not here to say cures everything as a magic formula or a substitute for a doctor. I speak of a healing that begins with ordering the heart, with breathing that turns down the volume of mental noise, with presence that lets you choose better. Your doctor guides treatments for the body. This rite guides your attention, your spirit, and your home. Let me tell you brief stories, because the heart understands through story. Miriam lived tired, not because of a great tragedy, but because of 1,000 small things pushing each day. Sounds, messages, comparisons. A friend gave her a dark bottle with small honey-colored stones. "I don't like strong smells," she said. "It's not perfume," her friend replied. "It's a door." That night, with the window open, she placed half a pearl on the coal. The smoke rose. Miriam breathed in 4 beats. She did not feel magic. She felt space. She said softly, "I am here." And that "I am here" was a gentle relief. On the 3rd day, she went out to walk without a phone. On the 7th, she wrote, "Today I laughed." A craftsman worked late, his hands steady, his mind restless. His wife left a bowl and a handful of resin on the table. She did not say much. Out of curiosity, he lit it. He sat. He breathed. No spell appeared. A different silence did. In that silence, he noticed he had been angry with himself for weeks. The smoke did not remove the anger, but it showed him he could let go a little. Letting go a little was enough to sleep, as he hadn't in a long time. A young mother cared for her baby and her grandmother. She had no minutes for anything. Someone told her about 4-beat breathing. She had no resin and no desire to look for it. One night, when at last everything was quiet, she opened the window and breathed. She felt stored up tears. She did not judge herself. She simply breathed. The next day, she put a notebook by the bed. She wrote, "Today I couldn't do it all, but I did what mattered most." That sentence gave her strength to continue without guilt. A man in grief thought the scent would make him forget. He lit too much. He closed the window. He coughed. He got angry. On the 3rd day, he tried with prudence. Less resin. Open window. 7 breaths. 3 tears in his eyes. The pain did not stop, but the pain sat in a chair. It did not throw itself on top of him. Thus, he was able to sleep a little and wake with less weight on his chest. Before the rite, 3 golden warnings. First, too much smoke saturates. Less is more. Second, closed window, heavy air. Always ventilate. Third, poor quality charcoal ruins the perfume. Choose well. And if you are pregnant, if you have asthma, if you live with babies or animals, choose the route without resin. Open the window. Breathe. Give thanks. With that alone, you will see changes. This path accompanies. It does not replace. It does not cover over. It orders. Now yes, Rite of the Amber Tear for your home. 7 simple steps. Step 1. Prepare the threshold. Choose a corner with a window. Turn off distracting noise and let the day rest outside. Place a clay, ceramic or metal bowl on a safe base with a little sand or coarse salt. Keep a charcoal tablet at hand. Better sobriety than abundance. What orders is not quantity, but attention. Step 2. Awaken the ember. Light the charcoal and wait until it glows red under a light ash. 2 or 3 minutes. Meanwhile, straighten your back and let your shoulders drop. Rest your tongue on your palate. Feel your feet on the floor. Your body is the first home. Step 3. The minimal tear. Take half a pearl of Boswellia sacra resin. If it is small, 1 whole pearl is enough. If it is large, break a piece. Place it on the charcoal with respect. Open the window. The rule is this: little resin, much heart. Step 4. Breath of the 4 winds. Close your eyes if you wish. Inhale 4, hold 4, exhale 4, rest 4. Do 7 cycles. If you get distracted, return without anger. Peace is not conquered. It is received. Step 5. Simple word. Say softly, "Let my gratitude rise like incense. Let your peace descend upon my home." Or say, "Thank you for this day. Give me calm and wisdom." The word is simple. It needs no ornaments. Step 6. Close and write. Let the ember go out on its own, or cover it with sand. Write 1 line in your notebook. "Today I learned," or "Today I give thanks for." 1 single line is enough. Memory keeps grace when it rests in ink. Step 7. Prudence and care. Ventilate. Store the resin in the dark, in a dark bottle. Keep this gesture away from children, pets, pregnancy, and sensitive lungs. Do not use it to avoid feeling. Use it to feel with order. If you are in treatment, do not change anything without speaking with your professional. If you are going to practice it tonight, write, "I follow 7." Save this video to repeat the rite. Share it with 2 people who need peace today. Your gesture can be someone's doorway. Pilgrim's routine for day to day. Morning, 3 minutes. Window open before looking at the phone. If you wish, a very small sliver of resin. If not, just fresh air. 3 rounds of 4-4-4-4 breathing. Choose a guiding word. Focus, patience, joy, gentleness. Drink a glass of water. Say, "I will do what I can and I will do it with peace." Afternoon, 1 minute, no resin, stop your pace. 4 breaths. Ask, what can I let go so I reach the night lighter? Let go of something small. A complaint, a screen, a hurry that isn't yours. Night, 5 minutes. If you decide, half a pearl. If not, silence and breathing. 3 things to be thankful for. 1 line written. Put out the charcoal with sand. Close the window. Say, "May this house rest." 7 night plan to close inner cycles. Night 1. Open window. Half a pearl. 7 breaths. 1 line. Today I give thanks for. Night 2. Only air. 7 breaths. 1 line. Today I learned. Night 3. Half a pearl. Simple word. Calm. Write it 3 times. Listen to it. Night 4. Only air. 1 line. I will let go of. Choose something concrete. Night 5. Half a pearl. Gratitude for 3 small and real things. Night 6. Only air. 1 line. Tomorrow I will write a clear and kind action. Night is 7. Half a pearl. Brief prayer. Close with, "May this house rest." Frequently asked questions that will make your life easier. Can I use it with children or pets at home? Better in a separate room, with good ventilation and without their presence. If in doubt, choose the practice without resin. Can I use essential oil? Yes, if it is pure and authentic. 1 drop in a diffuser, in a ventilated space, never ingest. For skin, only diluted and with a prior test on a small area. Does this replace a treatment? No, it accompanies. If you are in treatment, keep your professional's plan. How often is wise? With 3 nights a week, you will notice changes in your mood. If you do it daily, mind the ventilation and use a small amount. Is the resin eaten? No, do not ingest. This guide is for environmental use and with prudence, aromatic use. How to choose authentic resin without losing money or health. Shape, irregular pearls, not perfect factory-made spheres. Color, amber, pale gold, sometimes cream or soft greenish. Scent on cold sniff, wood, honey, resin, not a harsh chemical perfume. When burning, soft deep smoke that does not scratch the throat. Origin, ask about the place. Boswellia sacra usually comes from Oman or Yemen. There is also Boswellia carterii and Boswellia serrata with different aromatic profiles. Quantity, if you need a lot to smell anything, be suspicious. The good kind speaks without shouting. Common mistakes and how to avoid them. Burning too much resin. It saturates the air and bothers. Remember, less is more. Closing the window. The smoke needs an exit. Always ventilate. Poor quality charcoal. It can smell bad or cause dizziness. Buy good charcoal. Using the scent not to feel. The practice does not cover over. It accompanies. Leaving embers unattended. Never. Extinguish with sand. Safety first. Micro practices for real days when there's no time. When the mind races, stop. Breathe 4-4-4-4 for 3 rounds. Name 1 word. Here. When you have to speak and your voice trembles. 1 round of breathing, say, "Give me gentleness." Then speak with brief truth. When anger rises, walk to the window. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth for 2 longer rounds. Right, I release this fight. When you compare yourself, place your hand on your chest. Say my own path. Write 1 good thing you did today. When you can't sleep, silence. 7 breaths, 3 small gratitudes. Put down the phone. When there is no resin, remember the golden rule. Half a pearl, open window, 7 breaths, word line. And without resin, the same rule, window, breaths, word, line. The central thing is not the object, it is your presence. Bridges between the ancient and the modern. Do not make faith and science fight. Let them sit together. Faith teaches silence, gratitude, and wise limits. Science teaches prudence, evidence, and safety. Both, when honest, care for life. If you decide to use resin, use it with respect. If you decide to use only breathing and gratitude, do it with consistency. If it does you good, share it. If it does not help you, let it go without fighting. Your peace is more important than any object. Ancient words as a lighthouse for the present. By the river, on one side and the other, a grove will grow. Its fruit will not fail, and its leaves will be for healing. Ezekiel 47:12. In the middle of the city, on each side of the river, stood the tree of life. Its leaves were for the healing of the nations. Revelation 22:2. Let my prayer rise like incense, the lifting of my hands like the evening offering. Psalm 141:2. And the smoke of the incense, with the prayers of the saints, rose from the hand of the angel before God. Revelation 8:4. Suggested visual map for the video, while the voice guides. Dawn on a rocky coast, mist rising, a tree clinging to stone, a hand making a cut, and the milky drop flowing. Golden pearl curing in the sun, resin being weighed in an ancient market. Caravan road on a slope, bowl in a humble home, red ember, open window, moving curtain, soft smoke, open notebook with 1 line written, common faces, craftsman, young mother, grandfather with grandson, man in mourning, lips murmuring a brief prayer, calm night, stars, the air becoming a temple, sealed prayer for your night. Lord of days and nights, receive my gratitude that rises like incense. Pour your peace over this house. Order my steps. Quiet my thoughts. Sweeten my words. Make me a tree by the water, leaf that heals, shade that cares. May there be bread on my table and truce in my soul. Amen. Closing and call. Comment if you are joining the 7-night challenge by writing, I follow 7, and tell me why. Save this video to repeat the rite. Share it with 2 people who need peace today. Subscribe and turn on the bell for more ancient paths. Here we do not promise empty miracles. Here we train the heart to choose better. Go in peace, practice, write it down. And when night returns, if it is prudent, light the minimal tear, open the window, and let the air become a temple. Practical extension to go deeper, if your heart asks for more. History of sacred commerce. For millennia, frankincense traced roots over deserts and bays. There were entire cities that lived by guarding the passage of the resin. Merchants knew they were not transporting only aroma. They carried stories, vows, gratitudes, griefs. The resin passed from hand to hand like a small solid light. In each home, it became a sign that the inner life is also tended. They learned to distinguish the noble tear from the adulterated, the honest perfume from the manufactured. And they left a teaching that holds today. True good does not need to shout. It is enough to recognize it and open the window. Frankincense in prayer. When a person lit the minimal tear, they were not seeking a spell. They were seeking presence. That is why Scripture speaks of smoke that rises together with the prayers of the saints. Because the gesture is pedagogical. It teaches the soul to concentrate, to release what is excess, to lift up what matters. In a world saturated with screens, the small bowl with sand can be your refuge. An island to remember that life is not a race, it is a path. That the body is not an enemy, it is an ally. That the mind is not the owner, it is a useful servant when it learns to be still. Advanced safety for sensible use. Use good quality charcoal. Avoid lighting with harsh fuels. Tongs or a metal spoon reduce risk. Place the bowl on a heat-resistant base. If you feel tightness, dizziness, or discomfort, put it out, ventilate and rest. Never leave embers unattended. Do not use in unventilated spaces. Do not combine with aerosols or synthetic fragrances at the same time. Keep out of reach of children and pets. Repeat with me, little resin, much heart. The goal is not to fill the house with smoke, it is to open a small clearing of attention. Guide to choosing without confusion among varieties. Boswellia sacra usually has a luminous, sweet profile with a light wood undertone. Boswellia carteri shares kinship and brings a more resinous nuance. Boswellia serrata, used in other traditions, offers a more earthy character. What is essential is authenticity. Ask for information about origin. Observe color and texture. Smell it unlit. Be wary of what screams chemical. Remember, we do not seek spectacle, we seek truth. When faith and science shake hands, there are those who study today the compounds of these golden tears, asking whether they converse with inflammation or with mental calm. Others observe whether the aroma, with conscious breathing, helps regulate the nervous system. Some report relief, others feel no difference. This is not an excuse to exaggerate or to disdain. It is an invitation to do things with respect. If it helps you, bless it. If it does not help you, release it. To bless and to release are two wings of the same freedom. For those who love a simple frame, here is the golden rule summarized. Half a pearl, open window, 7 breaths, simple word, 1 line written. Repeat with calm. When something pulls you off center, return to this minimum. When something breaks your heart, return to this minimum. When everything goes well, return also. Gratitude sharpens the ear for joy. If you have felt seen or accompanied in these lines, write it down. I follow 7 and tell me why. Your comment is part of the rite. It turns the screen into community. Subscribe. Share this video with 2 people who need peace today. Save this content for your night. And when you return, the door will still be in place. Boswellia sacra is not a talisman. It is a reminder. The house is ordered from within when you choose to be presence. And presence, like incense, rises with your prayer. May your home be a grove by a river that never fails. May your table have bread. May your soul have truce. Amen.